Wonder by R.J. Palacio is a novel about a 10-year-old boy who suffers from a severe birth defect, and throughout the story we learn about his time through school as he goes through bullying, acceptance issues, and many other things. He befriends a boy named Jack who sticks up for him against a bully. This story is all about how even though someone might look different does not mean that they are not normal. August and the kids around him soon accept him for who he is, and August learns to love himself and love the life that he lives. Don't Call Me Special by Pat Thomas is a picture book that explores questions and concerns about disabilities that children may have, such as accommodations for disabilities, what each individual disability is, and also states that anyone with a disability can learn to live a long and happy life. Thank You, Mr. Fokker by Patricia Palacio is a picture book about a little girl with a reading disability. It took a few years and a few different teachers for one teacher to finally notice her disability. He encouraged her to overcome her disability and not let it control her. The author of this book is actually the girl in the story, and this is her true story. She wrote this book thanking her old teacher for all that he did for her, because if it wasn't for him, she would not be a worldwide known author. Rules by Cynthia Lord is a chapter book about a girl's perspective on having a sibling with a disability. She was always so focused on teaching her brother to be normal that she soon realized that she did not know what normal was. She learned to love her brother and the life that they both lived, and was grateful that her brother had autism because it made him who he was. Susan Last by Jean Lewis is a rhyming children's story about a little girl that is very active and loves to swim. She's hardworking and plays with her friends every day. As you read the story, you see how positive and active this spunky little girl is. However, at the end of the story, you learn that Susan has a physical disability that is not seen by many until you see her using a wheelchair. This story shows how we are all the same, and nothing can stop us, not even a disability, from being happy and enjoying the things that we love to do every day. Out of My Mind by Sharon Draper is a chapter book about a girl named Melody. Melody is not like most people. She cannot walk or talk, but she has a photographic memory. She can remember every detail of everything she has ever experienced. She is smarter than most of the adults who try to diagnose her, and smarter than her classmates in her integrated classroom. The very same classmates who dismiss her as mentally challenged because she cannot tell them otherwise. But Melody refuses to be defined by cerebral palsy, and she's determined to let everyone know about it. Somehow, she plans to do this. In this breakthrough story, readers will come to know a brilliant mind and a brave spirit who will change forever how they will look at anyone with a disability. El Defo by C.C. Bell. Starting in a new school is very scary, even more so if you have a giant hearing aid strapped to your chest. At her old school, everyone in CC's class was deaf. But here, she is different. She is sure the kids are staring at her because of the hearing aid, the powerful aid that will help her hear her teacher in class. Too bad it also seems certain to repel potential friends. Then Cece makes a startling discovery. With the phonic ear, she can hear her teacher, not just in the classroom, but everywhere in school. She can hear her teacher in the hallway, in the teacher's lounge, and even in the bathroom. This is her power, maybe even a superpower. Cece is on her way to becoming El Defo, listener for all. But the funny thing about being a superhero is that it's just another way of feeling different and lonely. Can Cece channel her powers into finding the thing she wants most, a true friend? This comic book form story brings awareness and promotes understanding to how everyone is special and different in their own way, such as how a rabbit hears the world differently than others. Knots on a Counting Rope by John Archibald. In this short story, the counting rope is a metaphor for the passage of time and for a boy's emerging confidence to face his blindness. A boy and his grandfather are sitting around a fire as the boy is begging the grandfather to tell the story about how the boy received his name. The grandfather tells the boy that this will be the last time he tells the story and goes on to talk about how the boy got his name through a storm and a rodeo. As the story goes on, you learn how the boy is blind and learn about his adventures through accepting his blindness through each part of his life. Big Brother Dustin by Alden Carter. This picture book is about a boy named Dustin. Dustin has Down syndrome and his mom is expecting a new girl soon. Dustin helps his grandparents and parents get ready for the new special arrival. Dustin is valued by his family and his little sister, even though he has a disability. He is treated and loved just like any other child is. Dustin also picks out his new sister's name, and if you want to know how he came to choose that name, you would have to read the book to find out for yourself. Not so different. What you really want to ask about having a disability by Shane Brokaw. Shane Brokaw was born with a rare disease called spinal muscular atrophy, which hinders his muscles' growth. As a result, his body does not grow bigger and stronger as he gets older, but instead smaller and weaker. This hasn't stopped him from doing the things that he enjoys, like eating pizza, playing sports, and video games with the people he loves. But it does mean that he routinely relies on his friends and family for help, with everything from brushing his teeth to rolling over in bed. He talks about how he is no different than anyone else and answers the questions that many people think about every day. He is not ashamed of who he is. This is an amazing book to read and learn from. Everyone, child and adult, should read this book to learn more about disabilities and what they mean.